Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing wonderful. I usually don't talk to the camera at all, but this week is a little different because I'm going through art block, which is great. And on top of that, I lost a few hours of footage on this lovely painting back here because my SD card decided to format without consent. And I contemplated quitting YouTube all day yesterday, but now I don't feel like that. So we're back for round two, but I am still going through a lot of art block, and I decided that I might as well make a video on how I deal with art block and how I get my creative energy back. And it's mostly just doing things that make me feel good, so I thought we could go on a cute like date/adventure date together. So yeah, let's do it.
You're always talking about leaving, milk carton, black and white face, smile vacant for the picture, parents waiting in the driveway. Oh my darling Arizona, why you packing up your suitcase? Hasn't anybody told you? Oh, my mouth on fire.
Okay, let's talk about art block because we've all been there, and no matter how much I tell myself it's going to be okay, the irrational thoughts always pop in to my head like, am I never going to be able to create again? Or my skills were definitely just a fluke. But with all these feelings aside, I don't think art block is inherently a bad thing. It can be scary and frustrating, but I find that it's just my body and mind telling me that I need a break. I actually haven't experienced art block in a long time, and I kind of knew it was going to happen this time around because I had a lot of social events that I needed to tend to in a short period of time, and every time that happens I do experience art block, at least for a little while. But even though it was somewhat expected, I still wasn't prepared for the feelings. But instead of forcing myself to create this time, I decided that it might be better just to step away from my art and just experience life. And I know that might sound cheesy, but experiencing new things and being out in nature always forces me to be present in the moment. It makes everything you were stressed about feel small and approachable again, at least for a little while. But yeah, so what's the next step in the process? Because the hardest part about being an artist for me is starting again after taking a break. I really wanted to make this step as easy as possible, which is why I named it Make Bad Art, because my goal was just to get something down on paper no matter what it looked like in the end. And this was harder than it sounds because I wanted to do a color study and continue painting even when I felt done, just because I didn't like how it looked. I also had to keep reminding myself to not judge the final look and that this painting doesn't dictate my overall art skills, which I'll admit, even though I had these thoughts, it didn't bother me as much as it would have at the start of my art journey, which is really nice. And it was a very freeing experience just painting without any thought. I am thinking that I might need to do this practice more often, maybe just to start my week, because I find that once you start, it's like a snowball effect and creating no longer seems as daunting. Hello again. I know, 2 voiceovers in 1 video. Who am I? So I wanted to chat with you guys again because I wanted to show something that I found. I actually went antiquing on one of my adventures this week, and I found some antique picture frames, which I'm so excited about because I've been wanting these for such a long time, but every time I go thrifting, there is no cute picture frames, and probably because everybody else is taking them. But this time I specifically went like far out of the city to go antiquing for them, and yeah, I found a bunch and I grabbed a few of them. They are pretty expensive, so I didn't grab a ton, but it's like the start of my collection. This is the first one, which is really cool because I think you can put a canvas on it. So that's really fun. And on top of that, it is 9 by 12, which is significant because in my most recent painting, I painted it 9 by 12, not knowing that it's a weird size and it's super hard to find a frame in that size. So this was a happy coincidence because I didn't even realize it was 9 by 12 until I got home. And yeah, I'm so excited to put my painting in here. I also got this cute pair, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try to paint something specific for one of these frames today. It's not going to be anything special. I think I'm still like allowing myself to create bad art and just do whatever I want. I just want to create to say that I created something and not put so much pressure on myself. So that's what we're gonna do today. I think I have an idea of doing like a seashell. I have been really into like the mermaid theme and shells. I even have my shell necklace on. So yeah, that's what we'll do today. I wanted to continue to chat about what it means to take a break from art. I already talked about taking a break from work and just experiencing life, even if it's something small. But why does that seem to work so well? Because in the past, when I was burnt out with anything, I thought taking a break is just to not do anything, like sitting on the couch and watching a show was quote unquote resting. Not that it's a bad thing to do, but I never find myself energized after doing that. Instead of having dedicated time to do nothing, I find myself incorporating things into my daily life that gives me energy, like exercising, walks in nature, being with my cats, my friends. And this has been in the back of my mind for a while, and I happened to come across it in this book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This book has been everywhere in the art community recently, so I decided to give it a go. It was definitely not what I expected, but actually so much more. It's all about harnessing your creativity and letting go a lot of negative thoughts surrounding art and being an artist. Because believe it or not, we are actually all going through the same things, so it's super helpful. But I just started this journey and would love to share more as I go through the 12-week course. It is laid out as a course, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. But bringing it back to the energy levels, the reason why I brought this book up is because there is an activity that they make you do to draw out a graph of all your needs, like friends, spirituality, exercise, etc. And I think there's like 6 groups altogether, and mark out how much you focused on each category for the past week. This way you can visually see what you're lacking and what you're putting too much of your energy into. Maybe this is just common knowledge, but having more fulfilling breaks and having them more often before you even experience any burnout is working so much better for me, because I had a tendency in the past to be productive as much as possible, and I would just hit a wall and I couldn't be productive for days, which isn't a healthy way of doing things, and this is much better. But yeah, let me know if you do this as well or what works for you, and thanks for letting me ramble about this. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.